Hello everyone, TarantulaDan here. I hope you're doing well today. So in today's video I am going to be talking about something a little bit more positive than the last video, which of course was the the infestation of nematodes and the euthanization of my Brachypalma auratum. Very, very sad indeed, and thank you to everyone that left nice comments and messages regarding that situation, and also a lot of people were asking me for more information regarding nematodes, and so I am going to be doing that in a future video. I'm talking hopefully within the next few days, weeks tops. I'm going to have everything together, and I'll have that video for you. So yeah, obviously the last ages really, I've not really done any videos. I've had a lot of things going on, and I kind of feel like now things are starting to change a little bit. I've still got a lot of things going on. I've still got an awful lot of things to sort out, but it's in a different sense to how it's been. So there's three different things that are, well, 3/4 things that are going on, but I'm in a different position with each of those things. So it's different for the mind, you know. So I want to obviously start doing some videos. Now, one of the problems I've had was that obviously my laptop broke and I didn't have access to my phone, and just taking, when it came to technology, I just wasn't in a place. I even went for a really good walk last Saturday with my friend Emma, and because I was really down last week. I was honestly, I had an absolute meltdown of a week, and so my friend Emma took me out with me, her, and Matt, and we went and did a bug hunt, and we found some cool things. I'm now in a position where I can put pictures up of things. The reason is because I found out that Power Director, which is the software that I use for editing all of my videos in the past, I've been using them for years and years now. There's an app you can get on your phone that is literally exactly the same as how it is on a on a computer, on your phone. So I've installed all the effects and the overlays and audio and everything. So that's been really good, and I thought, okay, then, well, now I can do all that, and all the stress of things that's been going on recently, hopefully now they're finished, hopefully. And like I say, although I have stress, but I'm in a different position with those 3/4 things, so I can do some videos, and rather than having to do things in one take, I can edit and trim and things. So let's talk about isopods. I've been wanting to talk about them for a long time, but it's just hard to, getting everything down and taking the lids off, and especially this one here is usually one of the worst, because when I open it up, usually I end up with them all over the lid, and then I can't put the lid back on because I'll crush them. So I actually have a video where this happened, which was a video that I sent to my friend Luke. Yeah, obviously now I can trim and edit and do all video stuff. I'm like, you know what, I've got so much to share with you. Obviously isopods, spiders, my centipedes, obviously the true spiders, the breeding, the reptiles, and just everything else that I have. Also means I can start doing show videos and vlogs of things as well. So my plan is to really kind of hit YouTube pretty hard now, and we'll see what happens. So please feel free to subscribe if you aren't already, like the video, and look forward to some more some more content coming out in the future. Of course, you can let me know in the comments below what kind of things you'd like to see, or you can follow me on my socials. There will be a link in the description to my link tree with all of my social media and other sites, so you can follow me, support me, do whatever, So with that said, let's just get on with it, and we're going to take a look at one of my larger cultures, which are the dairy cows. Okay then, so this is where I'm keeping my dairy cows in, and I could do with a bit of a clean, but straight away you can see some of them. Now this is one of those communals or cultures. I had quite a few of them in some smaller enclosures, which you'll see shortly, and then I separated them, and I've separated them, and this is my large one at the moment. So if I just lift up a few of these, there you go, you can see a whole bunch of them there. There's also some dubia roaches in there. Now the interesting thing as to how they got in there was I found one lone female in one of my enclosures that I had in storage from when I was homeless. And I found out I didn't want to sort of feed her off or anything, because I thought, well, that's just, you know, it's a bit cruel. She's been living in this tub by herself for like, you know, a year. And so I put her in, and then she ended up having babies. So I've got loads of dubia in there as well, and they seem to be getting on quite well. But there's also a Lavis orange just there as well. I don't know how that got in there, but, you know, there's probably quite a few of them. But yeah, with every bit of wood that I flip, there will just be more and more of them. You can see here, you know, there's some little baby dairy cows as well. Obviously springtails. These are just your standard, you know, your white springtails. Let's see if I lift up this. Anything under here? Again, a few more there. If we take a look under this, this is where there will be a load of them, more than likely. I wasn't joking when I said I had a lot of dairy cows. And yeah, these are great. Like you can pick these up and handle them. They don't bite or do anything. Got a nice big piece of moss down here. And again, just grab one just to sort of show you. These are pretty big isopods, but they are absolutely fantastic to keep. Really easy to keep. I'll be showing you probably how I keep all my isopods in a separate video, but just wanted to sort of, what's he got on him? Oh, he's clinging onto a bit of food or something. Oh, that's why he wasn't moving. Oops. He was holding on to some food for dear life. Sorry, mate. Oops. But yeah, so these are the dairy cows. These are the easiest species, I think, to keep and breed, to the point where I'm planning to take some of these to the Invert Show's Central Show, which is on the 23rd of April. And I'll be looking to probably put some of these into some pots, and they'll be given away. I'm not even selling them, you know. So if you're, you know, if you've got children and you're interested in maybe starting off with some isopods, then there may be some of these. I've got to sort of finalise things, but hopefully there may be some of these available for you to collect and start off keeping isopods. Super easy. So you'll be seeing these again in another enclosure, but I'm going to move on because there's lots to talk about, and I don't want the video to be too long. So let's take a look at the next ones. Okay then, so next up we have the Armadillidium klugi. These are the clown isopods, and there's something I just noticed when looking in this enclosure. As I got it down, I saw something which I've not seen before in there. I don't know how it got in there, but it is in there. If any of you can sort of spot something in there that maybe shouldn't be. But yeah, so down here we have the clown isopods. I've got there's 2 cultures of these in here. The substrate is a mix of basically, at the spider shop they do like flake soil and decaying leaf litter and all this sort of really good high quality wood and, you know, decaying sort of matter. And I just buy loads of that and mix it all together. A little bit of substrate just to sort of bind it, you know, some moss and things like that. And that's what I use as substrate for all of my isopods and millipedes as well. And obviously you've seen, like with the dairy cows, just how well you know, they take kind of thing. So yeah, here's some little clown isopods. There's also springtails in there as well. And if you've noticed the lovely little Barylectus crab spider over here, again, I don't know how it got in there. I'm guessing when I separated them all, at least one obviously has escaped, somehow got into there. I'm guessing it's just sort of feeding on springtails, and I'm going to leave it there for now because I don't know how I'm going to get this out without, you know, causing too much of a disturbance, and I'll keep my eye on it. But I guess that kind of counts as a communal. So, but yeah, so this is actually originally a kit for ants, but the ants obviously didn't do very well at all. I can just take this where they're all going to bail and they're going to go everywhere. But yeah, so these are the clown isopods. You can see the larger one there. And there's a couple of smaller ones, and there are quite a few babies I've seen in there as well. So these are doing really well. I do also put bits of fruit and vegetables in for them as well. Some icepods like it, some don't. But at the very least, the little bit of fruit and veg that I put in there is good for the springtails that I have in there, so it's all good. And you can see obviously I've got moss in there and things as well, so it's it's quite nice for them to have somewhere to forage. So yeah, so look at the Kluge. Really like these nice cheap species. You're looking at just a few pounds for a culture of say 5 or so. And obviously in the future I'll be breeding these, and there's already a few people that are after some, and they will be getting them. So yeah, that's the clown isopods, which are a really cool species to keep. Okay, so next up, these are called the Prawn Hubpods, which is it sounds very similar to something else, and the species is P. sexifasciatus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sexifasciatus, which is obviously where the common name comes from. Prawn hub sounds like something else, and I got these. Obviously, it's kind of it's kind of known. I'm kind of now quite anti that kind of material, without going into detail. But yeah, and here they are. There's a few of them. What's really cool is when I had these, they all died off bar one single female. And so I've got loads of different wood in here, and over the last sort of few months she's been breeding quite well. And to be honest, they just look like normal brown or grey, the kind of icepods you get in your garden under a bit of wood. They're not expensive. I mean, this culture was £4 for, there's probably like 10 or 15 of them. So they're not a massively exciting species, but they're still a nice, easy one to keep. And like I say, I had the one female, because the others died off for some reason, and managed to go from just the one to, quite a nice little culture. So hopefully when, that's why there's all this wood and everything's in there, and all the moss. So then as this grows, they'll be transferred from here into one of the storage containers, like what I've got the dairy cows in. So nothing too exciting with those, but still worth a mention. Okay then, so next up is a mixture of the dairy cows and sea lavis orange. So nice little communal. You can see moss in there, and you can see all the tunnels that run down here. You'll also see this, which is all of them on the lid of the enclosure. So I am going to take the lid off, just so you can, when I say there's a lot of them in here, like there really is, oops, they're actually coming out onto my hand. There are, oops, they're escaping. There are loads of them. And yeah, another, both these, obviously the dairy cows, I've kind of already shown you how easy they are to breed. Doesn't take a lot at all. I'd love to do plenty of videos on isopods. And the sea lavis orange, again, a really nice orange isopod, kind of a medium size. Really amazing eaters. I feed these with anything. You can put fish food in there, fruit and vegetables. I've even put a pinky mouse in there with them, because one of my spiders didn't eat a pinky mouse, and they ate it. I had a big Hercules beetle from Jeremy's Wild World. I bought at the I think it was at the Southern show last year, and that sadly died. Put it in. I mean, they eat anything and everything. So, I mean, I wouldn't call them cleanup crew. They're just like hoovers. If they can eat it, they will. I would say that the oranges would they would probably attack and eat a molting spider. I think that, So yeah, that's obviously the lid, which I've got to sort out in just a moment, but they should be fine there. And then in here, again, you can see moss and the wood. Super easy to keep. Lots of springtails as well. And yeah, just nice and nice simple species to keep. They're not what I call a fancy one. This is the problem to try and get them back in. I have to smack on the lid to try and get them all off, and then because obviously I don't want them to like these. There's, how many are in there now? Well, there's 2 more. You can see just up there. Oops. Another one trying to escape. Obviously, if I don't get these out, they will get crushed. And even though I have plenty of them, I don't want any to end up around the rim. So make sure there's none underneath. But yeah, there you go. That's the Lavis orange and dairy cows. I can actually keep filming here because I've actually got this sort of shelf down in here. So these aren't out very often, so it's not sort of super easy to show you. But down, you might be able to see that one there, like a little half and half tic tac. These are the Panda Kings. So a really nice little species. If I can find a picture, I'll put a picture up here of what the Panda Kings look like. Yeah, these ones are taking quite a while to breed, to be honest, but I'm still hopeful that they'll be able to do it. I'd like to just say as well, I'm not sponsored in any way, but just to sort of let you know, these enclosures are all handmade by Invert Mansions. I speak about them quite a lot on social media, and they go to pretty much all of the the Invert shows, so Invert Shows UK, the BTS, and obviously every single one is unique pretty much, as you'll see by some of the other ones. And obviously even this one here, this one is also from Invert Shows, from Invert Mansions. So if you would like to support them and look at what they have, I'll put a link to them in the description. They're friends of mine, and I'd really like if you want something that, they're not uniform, these enclosures, but they just look really nice when they're all together, because they all kind of match even though they're odd, So yeah, there's a brief kind of look at them. Obviously you can't really see them, but still. Yeah, another one here. This one is purely Lavis orange. This jar is completely self-contained, so it's got a cork in the top, which very rarely gets opened at all. You can see kind of just literally loads of substrate. You can see all the different tunnels that they've built down. There's a absolute mass there of springtails. And yeah, at the bottom there is drainage, then there's a layer of moss, and then all the different substrates and things. The moss on the top is doing so, but I mean, this is just to kind of show you just how easy they are to keep. I take this cork off every sort of month or so, but usually because I've sort of given it a spray and there's sort of bits of food in there and decaying wood in the middle and stuff, they feed off that, and it just sort of, it's like a little ecosystem. So you can see they're doing really well. I mean, they're breeding. The isopods the springtails are breeding like mad. So you can see it's just a little baby one just there. And yeah, and there's, I don't know whether you'll be able to see these guys, but those there, they're breeding. So yeah, it's always good to see. It's nice when you see them with the carrying the eggs underneath them, but I can't see any of them doing that at the moment. This one is another Invert Mansions enclosure. The other one wasn't. I just got that jar from a garden centre. So these are the Armadillidium gastroi. These are the isopods that actually kind of really got me into keeping isopods, because I had the orange and the dairy cows in the past, and I was never massively kind of excited for them. I had them in my enclosure, but they didn't seem to do that well, and I just kind of, I guess I got bored, to be honest, and I kept them, but they eventually died off. I wasn't doing as much with them as maybe I would have liked, and I'm just going to take those off there because I don't want them to fall off. And so yeah, when I was at the BTS of last year, so nearly a year ago, I saw this enclosure, and I was like, that's a really nice enclosure, but I need something to to put in it. And obviously this is the first enclosure that I bought from Invert Mansions. I was like, I really like that, but I'm going to come back in a bit. And then I saw these and I was like, that's it. I want them to go in there. So I bought that, and I bought these. I can't remember who it was that I bought them off, but it was a culture of like, I think it was like 5 of them at the time. I remember saying, like, I want to breed them. That's like a little goal of mine that I set for last year, because, you know, with how things have been, I've been setting myself goals, and I've still got goals now, you know, and I'm sort of hitting all of my kind of mental targets. But I wanted to breed these, and so from a culture of like 5, I've got, you can see there's quite a few in there. There's still some in the actual enclosure. I have another enclosure of them, and I've also given some of these away as well. That's how many of these I have. So, yeah, you can really see just how nice these isopods are. They're not massively expensive. I can't remember exactly what I paid for them. I think they were like, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 pounds for like 5 of them or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. They weren't massively expensive. To someone that doesn't keep isopods, spending 20-30 pounds on 5 of them would seem kind of crazy, but you know, as someone that is kind of really into them, they're not that expensive at all. And you can just see there's a nice big, you know, an ISO chungus there. But they're really cool. I don't know how well the camera sort of picks up the colours of these, but yeah, you know, a very kind of dark, like a granite grey / black with those bright yellow spots on them. They're just amazing. And these are what got me into, you know, keeping isopods. This is the species that's responsible for it, you know. And you know, I get quite a lot of people asking me, you know, oh, can I have some isopods for you? Yeah, absolutely. You know, I gave some to Luke, and I think I gave him like a 2 pots or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And then he messaged me because something happened, and you know, he kind of ended up losing them. And he was like, "Oh, any chance I can have some more?" Like, yeah, absolutely. Like, don't question it. You know what I mean? But yeah. So again, you know, some smaller ones in here. There's a nice. Come here. You can see they've got quite a high sort of peak along their back, and yeah, they're fabulous. Is this I don't know whether maybe she had some eggs on her, but yeah, so it's pretty big for a pillbug, or woodlouse, obviously, whatever you want to call them. But this is a pretty decent size one of this species. I mean, they won't get much bigger than that, I don't think. But just absolutely fabulous little things. They don't bite. They don't smell. If you have enclosures with other, you know, with other animals, they will, you know, really good cleanup crew. They won't attack other animals that you might keep. You know, so pretty much everything that I lift up will have, you know, will have some underneath. It's another big chunky one there. So yeah, if you would like some of these, yeah, you feel free to let me know. These ones, I do sell these. The dairy cows and Labour's orange, I don't. But if you'd like some, I'd be happy to discuss that. If you're in the UK, I can happily provide you with, you know, with some of them. So that's all of these. I'm going to put all of these back, and I'm going to show you the final 2 species that I keep. Okay, so this one's going to be really hard to see because the enclosure needs a clean, but these ones are called Spikypods. They are a super cheap species to buy. These are ones that I'll be looking to, you know, give some of these away in the future. So if you want if you would like some of these, I can probably sort you out a culture of these. So as you can see from how I'm keeping them, lots of, you can see different substrates, decaying wood and things. You can already see a few of them probably crawling around there if your eyes are quite good. What's really cool about these is they are really, really fast. Like isopods I'd describe as usually being quite, you know, they kind of like just kind of mosey along, and probably I'd imagine they sort of stop and sigh and then carry on a little bit more, thinking about what they're going to eat next, you know. These guys are more like silverfish, if you're familiar with those. So if I lift this, there'll probably be some underneath here. Oh, look at that. That's a good first lift for these. So you can see already just firstly, how many of these I have. Also, obviously, how well they breed. Super easy to keep. And also, when I say about silverfish, you can see they're quite long-bodied. And yeah, really, really cool little things. I don't like these to I don't remove these from the enclosure, because if they get out, I'm not going to be able to catch these, you know. So there's quite a few of them there. Let's have a look under here, see if I've got any under this moss. Yeah, there's a couple. Not as many as under the first one, but even here you can see just by my finger there. Where's it gone? Just there. It's a little teeny tiny baby one. There's another one down here. So again, these are breeding really, really well. Turn this again. Let's try and have a look under. Whoops, not for the camera. Sorry. Under here, again, plenty of them. But they are so fast compared to you know, to normal isopods. Not when I say normal isopods, I mean, you know, most species that you get, you know, they're just so fast. So that's why I always refer to these as silverfish. So if ever I've spoken to you about isopods and I've said, oh yeah, they're like silverfish, and you think, well, why? Well, if you've ever seen silverfish, that is literally why, you know. But yeah, really, really cool. You also get different, like, you know, the different sort of colour variants of them. I'm not sure why that is, but you know, you see you get the very, very dark ones, the kind of light grey, and the ones that slightly look more kind of like a creamy pale brown, you know. But yeah, I always just they're like an iso tail, I call them. So yeah, those are those. Really, really cool. And next up is actually probably one of my favourite species of isopod that I have. Now, I probably will not be able to show you these. I don't know whether there'll be any out. These are really hard to see. They are so elusive. So these are Porcellio wernice, also known as the UFO pods, flat pods. Yeah, they've got quite a few different names. You can see from the enclosure how I've got it, sort of set up. So there's like, anyone remember that really sexy piece of wood that I got years ago for a Monocentropus balfouri communal? So that wood is in the middle. Obviously, all the different kinds of, you know, wood and leaf litter for substrate, moss on the top. Now these isopods come from Greece. So I don't spray them that often. I keep them sort of quite dry, which is how to keep them. My only problem is I literally never see these, so I don't know how well they're doing. Sometimes you'll see them sort of like down in these crevices, and also at the back here, like in these, like you just sort of see them just like there's like obviously like a little walkway that they must use to walk around. But I can't see any of them today, and I probably won't see any for quite a while. I don't really want to be disturbing too much to try and find one. But if I can find one, then I will show you. I'll lift up these little bits of moss and see whether there's any hiding anywhere. I can't see any. The thing with these, they are the most expensive species of isopod that I have. So a culture of these, I think there's 5 in a culture, I think, were £50. So you know, they're not cheap at all. I did have a voucher from the spider shop for, you know, helping them out sort of throughout the year, and, you know, with shows and things, and it was really nice of them to do that. I wasn't expecting it, and so with that voucher, that's what I used to you know, to get these isopods. Now, as I can't see one, I will show you one, because unfortunately I did have one of them die a couple of weeks ago, and I've been planning to do this video, so I thought I'd just sort of show you them. But this is what they look like. So they are a black and sort of silvery species with this really nice white band that runs all the way around. They are also really, really flat, and that's why they're called UFOs or hovercraft pods, because they just seem to just glide along the floor when they're running around. So obviously it's not a great way to show them. They're not a huge species, as you can see, but unfortunately that's the only way you'll be able to see them. I do have some pictures of them which I'll be putting on screen, so you can have a look at what I'm on about when I say that I like them. And obviously there's pictures of these on my Instagram, because when I first had them I was so happy to finally get them that I was sort of spamming my Instagram with pictures of these. So of course you can always follow me on Instagram, and you'll kind of be able to see what's going on as and when, sort of first hand. But yeah, those are the species of isopods that I have. I did also have the Bolivari, but unfortunately they seem to just die off, and I don't know why, which is a real shame, because I really, really like those. So in the future I will be looking at maybe getting some more you know, some more isopods with YouTube earnings, you know. So yeah, that is the end of this video. It's probably been quite a bit longer than I would have liked, but I really wanted to get this video done, and just to be able to sort of show you things, and obviously I can sort of practice editing on my phone, and hopefully it'll turn out okay. We'll find out based on what you guys all think of this video as to how it turned out. So yeah, I'd also like to say that in the very near future, rather than buying a new laptop and all that kind of stuff, because I know I can run Power Director on my phone, I'm probably going to just get a new phone altogether. Thinking about the Samsung Galaxy, the S23 Ultra or whatever it is. So if you've got any experience with that phone, obviously I'm definitely looking at things like macro photography, and you know, obviously for the editing and things. If you have any experience with that phone, please feel free to let me know. If you know that of a better phone that will be better for it, then let me know. Open to anything other than iPhone, because I just don't really do Apple products. And yeah, that's it. That's the video. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Like I say, I will be doing a video on nematodes very, very soon. Obviously I'll give you actual pictures while I'm talking about it, and explain things hopefully pretty well. And any other videos you want to see, particular spiders, lizards, animals in general, updates, whatever, you know, post below, and I will keep my eye out. I will try and respond to everyone on all of my social media, and I'm going to be looking at doing at least one video a week. So I'm going to try and stick to that now that I know I can sort of film and edit as well. Makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, hope you have a great day, everyone. By the way, don't forget, 23rd of April, it is the Capital Invertebrate Show at Harrow Leisure Centre in London, which is going to be great. And also the Tarantula Collective is going to be there. So you've got just over a week to prepare. I will be there the night before, and obviously I'll be trading with the spider shop on the Sunday. I think I've got a new t-shirt as well, so hopefully I'll get to sort of meet some of you there. So all the best, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.